Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 877-25-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building, fast and easy. Call 877-25-STEEL. That's 877-257-8335. 877-25-STEEL.
You know, one of the things I love about betting my favorite sports is that I'm always finding new player props or game props that I like. And what's cool about FanDuel Sportsbook is you can combine prop bets from multiple games and now even multiple sports. It's called Same Game Parlay Plus, so you can only find them on FanDuel. Combine player props you love with your favorite baseball home run hitters for a chance to score an even bigger payout. If you don't want to build your Same Game Parlay, check out their popular Same Game Parlay section where you can join the bets other users are jumping on. And if you're new to FanDuel, sign up with promo code GregP to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Make every moment more. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Just use promo code GregP.
Use the promo code GregP.
See, and from the Peanuts section, John Burton.
Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789.
Okay, it's happening.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Everybody stay calm. Stay calm.
Let's take some calls from the public, shall we?
Join the afternoon stretch now on the Cure Hotline. 615-844-5600. Now here's Bruno and Zach.
4 o'clock here in the Music City, so you know what time it is. Time for the afternoon stretch here on Nashville Sports Radio. Bruno Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams. So glad you're alongside us here on this Thursday, August 18th edition of the afternoon stretch. Remember, you can always get involved. We want to hear from you. The Cure Hotline, wide open, 615-844-5600. Back in on the video as well, Nash Sports Radio across that, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Always coming to you live from the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. Bruno Reagan, how are you doing today, buddy?
Today's a good day. Today's good. It's been a good week, really. So hopefully we can end it strong.
Good. Yeah, I know. It feels like Friday, right?
Yeah.
It feels like Friday for me because I've got a Commandos football game tonight. So I'll be on the call at another station. Not going to mention them, though. No free shout-outs. No one gets free shout-outs for me.
I always free shout out people all the time by accident.
You free shout out nouns and people. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
That's fine. If it's like a buddy or something like that, sure. You know, get a free shout out, but not other businesses.
Yeah.
I will never let that happen.
Well, you do all. Well, it's not like you could do anything to me though. That's the thing.
Well,
like,
I could.
I could do whatever I want. You really can't.
No, I can do some things for sure.
I don't know.
Never had to break them out though, Bruno.
Make your move.
Is today the day?
Make your move.
Maybe it is. Ray Dosky, you're also here in the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. How are you doing today, buddy?
Present and here. I'm doing well.
Good. Yeah, it's been a busy day already.
Are you excited?
I'm excited, but are y'all excited? Because not only it's been busy for me, right? Like I've been busy with my own stuff, but this is year like 12 for me of play-by-play. It's not even. I say year 12. I did full count earlier, so I mean, look, Daddy's just jumping on the bicycle and going. You know, that's no big deal. But y'all are less than what 28 hours or so, 26 hours from doing your show, your new high school football show.
I mean, it all catches up on you fast. I think today I realized how much it catches, because this is the time of year where I always get the phone calls, right? Where people are just wanting to talk Vandy, talk football, mainly talk Vandy, but talk football. So that's when I start to know, like, okay, we're in the work time. So obviously we'll have the show tomorrow. But yeah, this is what you call the downhill sprint to Christmas.
It is here. Now it's about to get serious, right?
No, it's all. I mean, it starts tonight because for high school wise, right? And I think you said this yesterday. This is the first competitive football you're actually going to see, like where something means
like
something
in the fall. Yes.
Yeah. It actually. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes.
My
USFL did happen.
It did.
It did.
I get it, asterisk, but it did happen.
But yeah, there's a ton we're going over today. We're going to talk about the Deshaun Watson thing.
I have some Vandy stuff I'd like to.
We're going to talk some Vandy stuff. So yeah. I want to preface this This is some big news. Murmurs.
Yeah.
Big murmurs is actually probably how I want to say this. Some stuff happening over there at Magoogan. Right?
Glad you remembered. Yeah.
Yeah. As I went to say it, I was like, please let it be Magoogan. Because I can't forget it because it's so stupid sounding.
Nah, the Googs.
The Googs. Over there at the Googs.
You going to Magoogan for dinner? I wonder what they do now. Magoogan is like a prison kind of.
What was the Asian restaurant that you loved over there?
Oh my
Or the food court. You know the food court? Because I was at the Vandy Hospital Monday, and I was in there a little it's a hospital. I don't know how much different it is to the school food, but they had an Asian place, and it's like 10 a.m. and everybody's eating, like chicken fried rice and everything. I'm like, well, this place must be good.
I used to order from a place called Best Walk. That's what I used to order from. I don't even know if they're still around or not. I had a problem with that, so that was just eating my way through my first year of college. But that was that. Yeah, no. This is the time of year where I get the calls from, frankly, people who hear stuff about Vanderbilt, work at Vanderbilt, play at Vanderbilt. This is the time because I love Vanderbilt. So people are like, I have something I need to say about Vanderbilt. Let me call Bruno.
It's really weird how that, like, you're slightly becoming the mouthpiece of Vanderbilt. Because, like, if there's some sort of news or something that's happened, the last couple big stories of Vanderbilt, it's like, well, Bruno said it first here on the show. Because you had the NC State COVID stuff.
That whole fiasco. I don't even remember who called me about that. I remember waking up to that phone call about the NC State stuff.
Like, of all people of the world, Vandy doesn't want, by the way. Yeah. Like, there's no shot Vandy wants Bruno to be the person that's, like, slipping info out.
I don't doubt it because I swear on my Twitter all the time. I mean, I can't help but be myself. I can never be anything else. So
that's true.
It is what it is.
What you see on the show is the Bruno you see in real life.
Yeah. So I got a call and it was pretty interesting stuff because Vanderbilt always gets criticized as being slow to act, right? In all regards. You see Texas Tech, for example, they're have the collective salary players. Texas A&M, they're getting accused of just flat out paying players through collective. University of Texas at Austin, they're making salaries. What's Vanderbilt doing? Vanderbilt announces this partnership with NBC.
Yeah.
And
two other schools.
It was NBC, Temple, Notre Dame, I believe. And it's not like it's not the traditional collective that you would think, whereas they're super. I think it's an opportunity pipeline kind of deal.
It's more like a middleman. That's how I would accept. They what they're going to do is they're going to teach kids how they can use NILs.
When everyone broke that story, it was really hard to explain. But Vanderbilt, they're not. They have, from what I can tell, some athletes have some really good, NIL deals. I think it was Raising Cane's and Mike Wright comes into mind, but they don't have that collective, because essentially paying players is allowed now through these collectives. It's 100% allowed.
Legal.
And I'm pretty sure I'm hearing rumors that, Vanderbilt might have their own independent collective. That's what I got out of the conversation. Now, could be something like maybe they expand the thing with NBC. But from what I would assume, I think in a few weeks, Vanderbilt might have its own independent collective kind of deal going on. And it's the only way you can really compete in this day and age.
Yeah.
But Nashville is a wide open market. I mean, Nashville is an absolutely massive market from a radio.
It's an SEC town. It's the best SEC town.
Yeah, it could be Vanderbilt's way of. I mean, when Coach Lee went up there and said Vanderbilt's going to be the best, I wonder now, because I can't help but get into conspiracy theory too. So here I am trying to leaking some legit news I've heard from a trusted source. I'm also just thinking in the back of my head, when Coach Lee went up there at SEC Media Days, talked the most out of anybody, and was like, Vanderbilt's going to eventually be the best football program in the country. I'm like, I wonder if they've been working on this, and he knows something that we don't. This could be that thing. Maybe in a few weeks, Vanderbilt announces this sort of thing. But the thing is NIL is so young, so new. There aren't many experts in the field. Everything is speculation. Mm-hmm. And from what else I got from this conversation is the entire landscape of NIL is not done evolving remotely. It's not remotely done evolving. As we get into the season and more, things are going to update, and it's going to be up to us as media people to try and identify these things and figure it out. But I think a lot of the same schools are signing on to the same kind of, because it was the Wild West, but now schools have settled into deals with companies to help them manage through apps, through services, and now they're starting to get a uniformed direction for the market. I think that's what's starting to happen. Well, now that they have this uniform direction, they're going to start taking steps as not like when I say collective, Vanderbilt might have its own collective soon, but the collective college sports market is going to move in a certain way. And something I wish I had more to say, but it's just speculation even on my end.
So it's a rumor, but it's something that it's a rumor, but it also seems like you said, this has to happen.
Yeah,
Vandy has to do this.
It was when I had really good reason to believe about a year ago when I announced the Battlehawks were coming back. I had good sources that the Battlehawks were coming back.
Right.
And it was through
the XFL.
It was through context clues. Employees worked here, got contacted with here, and I was like, yeah, they're coming back. There's no shot.
What you're explaining is sources. That's just all it is. It's sources.
Well, when people hear sources, they don't trust it, and I want people to trust what I'm saying because I have no reason to believe this isn't going to happen. So this is the same thing I've come up with this Vanderbilt conclusion that they're going to have their own independent collective. What it's going to do, I don't know. But I think they are moving towards that. Every step they're taking has made me believe that they're going to move towards that, and I'm excited for it. What? Oh yeah, you looking into the future?
I can tell you what it's going to do.
Yeah,
I can tell you.
They're going to pay players.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Yes. Look, this is
all
your.
I'm saying.
Hey, Vandy,
where's my pay?
Restitution?
Yeah.
Your restitution? This is what it's going to do for Vandy. Look, Vandy fans out there, you're a Vandy football fan, shut up and listen right now, all right?
Yeah.
Uncle Zach's going to take you down a little brisk walk to the future, 5 years into the future. Vandy, what's their endowment?
$3 billion?
$3 billion.
From what I've been told, I've asked a lot of people about the endowment and how endowments work. Endowment's like a net worth kind of deal. So how much liquid cash do they have to spend? I don't know. But
who knows?
A $3 billion endowment is better than $200 million, which is what most SEC schools are.
Exactly. Vandy has money. That is what I'm getting at.
Oh, I know they have money. You want to know why I know they have money? Every homecoming, they would bring big checks onto the field of what the 1970, 71, 72, 73 class would donate, and it was in 20s, 30s, and millions each class.
Yes.
Every single time.
This is the thing with NIL. The bigger stick is going to win the battle. When I say the bigger stick, it is the person, the school, the what is it called? The nonprofit group we were just
collective?
talking. The collective. Thank you. I just lost the word. The collective, whatever they're able to spend, that is where kids these are kids. Remember, we're talking about 18-year-olds going into the league. This is what NIL's created. This is what the NCAA has created. And this has given Vandy their best shot to be a winning program.
Yeah.
Is that if you could say, look, I can give you $10 million and only Alabama can give you $8 million, what's an 18-year-old going to do? They're going to pick the $10 million. So you're going to get those 5-star recruits coming towards Vandy. Look, the people of Vandy are going to hate this. The real Vandy fans, like the real Vandy people, are going to say, this is not right, pay for blah, 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 blah. But what you're going to see is that they're going to be able to make more money and put more money onto the team, and then you're going to end up being a better team, and everybody's going to say, good.
I understand the sentiment of those Vandy fans, though. I really do now. If a young athlete's highest earning potential is between when they're 18 and 22 years old, the system is bad. That's why I think when I was having the conversation that the landscape will change drastically, I think it'll change in a sense where it's a market correction kind of deal, too.
Oh, for sure.
And that and came from the horse's mouth, too. Clark Lee came out and said, I believe it was at Media Days, so I'm paraphrasing his quote, but I know the gist of what he said.
Some private conversation y'all had, you just can't remember.
No, he said it out in the open.
Oh, okay.
He said it out in the open. You can go find the quote if you want to, but he said something along the lines of, if it's the same thing I'm saying, if athletes' earning potential is maxed out 18 to 22, then we have, as Vanderbilt, have failed these kids. That's not the point of coming to Vanderbilt.
Right.
So while, pay to play is a real thing now.
100%
is what it is.
And this is the thing. It's not a bad thing. The pendulum, right? If we're talking about the pendulum of what we're talking about scale-wise of recruiting and how college football, it's been way over here. And way over here might be the more honorable way. Mm-hmm. And that is you win more, you do earn better more. Recruiting, you earn more. But let's not act like this pendulum had been all the way over here in the cleanest of ways.
And this is the same thing as gamblingboom.com boom. Everyone's just throwing money hoping to be the last man standing.
Exactly. But even in the days of before NIL, we know players were getting paid.
Oh, yeah,
know
100%.
players were getting that was happening.
Not
All
a lot,
it
but
did-
the top players were getting paid.
You know, this is all it did. All NIL did was just say, look, you can't do this in the shadows anymore. Come do it in the light. Figure it out. You know, the Alabama, the Tennessees, all these worlds of this, where we know there's been plenty of stories of them paying players under the table and different. I mean, that's the joke with Alabama. Is like a new quarterback would commit, and then the next photos he had new scat packs sitting in the driveway, right? Now
It's not a joke. That it just happened.
It happened all the time. So now Vanderbilt, if your rumors are correct that they're going to have this new collective showing up and doing just this, putting money together, putting things together to be able to pay players, if they're able to do this with the right way and actually have money coming through the collective, they could easily outbid every other SEC team. And then the future is that they end up being the best team in the SEC because they paid the most. The pendulum's been over here, and
nice.
now the pendulum's over here.
I mean, you're preaching to the choir, man. If I watched a Vanderbilt team like ever win the East, I'm going insane. I'm going insane.
The richest schools is what you have to.
I think it was smart from Vandy though, because everyone jumped into these collectives. Texas A&M, Texas Tech, a lot of Texas schools, but everyone was jumping into this whole thing, full heart, throwing money at it. Vanderbilt waited just a little bit, examined the space, and now I think they're ready to take action.
Right.
That's what I think's happening.
Speaking of Vanderbilt, our old buddy Joe Townsend jumping in on the chat on Facebook. He says 2 specimens. Just talking about us.
Joe, I love you, man.
Hey, if you think you'd love to see you think you'd love to see Vandy win, that's a guy right there who has seen Vandy win
Joe,
and then saw it fall to the pit.
I wish I could talk to you right now, Joe. Apparently, from what I'm hearing, flat out, they're gonna have a collective for Vanderbilt, and I think they're gonna start, distributing some money, paying players. Where was our money? Where's our money, Joe? Joe, did you even get cost of attendance checks? I think that was after your time. I'm so sorry you had to go through that, Joe. Joe knows what I'm talking about. You know how much
Former center for Vanderbilt.
You know how much me and Joe were in the McGugin study hall? We didn't get the freebies out. We had to slave away in there, all right? I know, Joe. Eugene told me all about it, all right? I was the same way.
But that's the real side of this, that you're going to be able to see Vanderbilt, if they're able to actually put money into this collective, they could possibly outbid. That's all it is. Look at the richest schools in the country. That's the schools that with NIL, if it stays the same course, which I don't see how it's going to change that much. It might alter a little bit, but there's no way you can the toothpaste is out of the bottle. You're not going to be able to put the toothpaste back in. That's just not going to happen. You're not going to be like, okay, now we're going to say you can only make this much. Alabama
no,
wants
it's still
that.
unregulated. Yeah,
It's going to be unregulated forever.
I think there is going to be a market cohesion that's coming. Yeah. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yes. So I think this is Vandy's best shot. If you're a Vandy fan, you should be praising NIL. And you should be praising this thought that Bruno is saying, this rumor that Bruno's talking about of a collective, that if you have a Vanderbilt collective coming through, then
it's an independent collective. It's either an expansion of this NBC deal or its own thing. That's the two things I can pull away from it. I am genuinely worried though, because it's easy to get caught up in the sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, look, the ramifications of these kids that are getting ungodly amounts of money at this age, and we're seeing
you think
guys,
you're never going to work again. You take
Exactly.
7 gap years. All of a sudden,
we're just
going
to have another broke. It's the broke 30 for 30, but it's just the modern day version.
If anything, if God forbid, I will go to that school myself and sit outside McGugin and talk to these dudes myself, like just making sure they're financially future stable. Because I could see how if this was me at that age, I know what I would do. I would go off the rails.
Yep,
100%.
Majority of people listening to this would. There's not a lot of people out there say, at 18, I made a lot of wise financial decisions. And the people who do say that are liars. That's who that is. They have crazy credit card debt probably from their 18-year-old
And you're in the
self.
social media age, so hey, I was in the USFL, and there were people wearing designer stuff or walking around.
Exactly.
Last
thing
I want is these guys, doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think Clarkley had a great point when he said we cannot fail these kids in terms of their earning potential shouldn't max out at 18-22. We have to constantly improve on that. I can get behind that statement a million times over.
Yes.
So I'm glad Vanderbilt's allegedly going to be getting into the game right up to the start of the season. Win 3 games for your boy. For my,
you're rich.
Yeah, you're going to start some collective and all that and pay these players. That's great. Pay me by winning 3 games, baby.
I mean,
did you see all the tweets that like some anonymous Tennessee bettor has put $5,000 on Vanderbilt to win 3 games? I'm like, someone's just listening to me.
Yes, that's actually what it is. That's becoming a really hot bet because people are like, I think this can happen. This is.
Yeah. And IU lost a big star. Wake Forest lost a big star. Their quarterback. I mean, Hawaii is awful.
Still just a 6-point favorite, though. You know, but a favorite nonetheless. Yes. So that's all that matters. But yeah, tons of stuff to get into today. Tons of things to talk about. Give us your thought. If you're a Vandy football fan out there, jump in on the phone line, the Cure hotline, 615-844-5600. What do you think about Vanderbilt having a collective, getting in the NIL play? Do you think that actually does help them with their case of being a better team? In my book, I think it does. I think that's their best shot. They don't have any. They have the school to recruit with. They have the city to recruit with. And if they can have the money to recruit with, there's nothing that they need to worry about. There's nothing they have to fight about. That should be a giant market. Yeah, giant market. It
doesn't even have to be Vandy people paying Vanderbilt. It can be Nashville businesses.
Exactly.
Getting in on the action.
Tons of it. Car dealerships or. I mean, just think of all. I mean, what you got? The Oracle people coming in soon.
Sushi Train knew me on a first name basis.
Sushi Train could have, that would have been yours.
Hey, that's a free shout out. But it's just
they don't want you to come back.
No,
you ate everything.
No, they took away the all you can eat lunches because of us. So yeah, now you have to count the plates, man.
Oh, that's good. All right, we need to run to a break. Back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. We still see that crazy slow traffic on 65 southbound through Robertson County there around White House. Earlier, a truck flipped. It's just been wild through that section of Robertson County this afternoon. It's building out here right on schedule on the South Loop, the West Loop. Still looks pretty good right now. 65 down through Brentwood, Franklin, through Williamson County. Wilson County Fair is back in town. That's created a lot of extra traffic out there in that area. Give yourself a little bit of extra time. Hey, Ripley's Aquarium in the Smokies is hiring. Check them out online at ripleys.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Located at 5410 Murfreesboro Road in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers is one-stop shopping for all your liquor, beer, and wine needs and has been a multiple winner annually in the Best of Rutherford County voting for Best Liquor Store and Top Wine Shop. Featuring the lowest prices, the best customer service with unsurpassed knowledge, City Slickers offers the largest craft beer selection in Rutherford and southeastern Davidson counties and has beer on tap at its Growler filling station. City Slickers also sells mixers, sodas, snacks, tobacco products, and the Tennessee Lottery, and can place special orders and assist with all your events and even wedding planning. Make sure you follow City Slickers on all their social media or just give them a call at 615-280-7469. That's 615-280-7469. Located in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers.
Whether it's getting your day started with a clear mind, taking the edge off after a busy day, or hitting the reset button at night, Cure helps us be our most productive selves. Completely organic and free of THC, pesticides, and heavy metals, Cure focuses on specific need states with great tasting CBD products designed to help you focus, chill, and sleep. And that is exactly what the Cure brand products are named. Focus, chill, and sleep. Now available at select MAPCO locations. Visit thecurebrand.com to learn more and follow them on social media.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Your exclusive Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR Skyscan forecast for this afternoon. Warm conditions, sunny skies, high temperature 88. Partly cloudy tonight, low 66, with thunderstorms developing throughout your Friday. Tomorrow's high 89. Utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network on Nashville Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's TJ Matthews.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
A show called The Afternoon Stretch is a stretch. Calling it a show. The Afternoon Stretch.
Welcome back to the afternoon stretch. Bruno, Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. If you want to get involved, the Cure hotline wide open, 615-844-5600. Jump in on the chat as well. Got that going. All different ways to talk to us. Nash Sports Radio on all our social media feeds. There's so many ways to talk to us. So many ways to connect. Let's go to the Cure hotline. Which first, real quick, before we go to the Cure hotline, I did that celebrity softball game yesterday.
Yep.
I'm sore.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm really sore.
Yeah, I mean, you'd go for a jog, you'd be sore, you know? You're just not that athletic.
I will say that, well, hold on. You should have been out there and watched me. I was athletic. People were out there. People were shocked. They were like, I didn't know you could run like that. I was like,
no shot, dude.
One guy, I was scared. So in the batting order, Chris Sanders, you remember Chris Sanders, former Titans wide receiver? He's a football coach now over at Ravenwood High School. He was an NFL wide receiver. So he's pretty fast. They have me hitting right before him. I'm sitting at first base. Just got on, got a hit. No big deal. I'm sitting at first base thinking, oh, this guy's going to lap me before I even get to second. There's no shot. And thankfully, he hit a terrible hit. He didn't get a chance, but I look back as I'm running towards second. I look back, he's already on first. I'm like a quarter of the way off the bag.
Yep.
Like, this guy was going to catch me. If he hit one into the gap, like, he would have been like, move! Right behind me, just super embarrassing, like, too. But
you didn't.
Didn't happen.
So good for you.
Because I was running like the wind. That's really what I wanted
Were
to
you
get out of this.
running with your hands?
Yes, I was. Yeah. I was. Because I had to. I had to with pure speed. Made some good plays, though, on the outfield.
I'm proud of you, buddy.
Yeah, it was fun. Some other people from around the landscape. Joe Dubin was out there.
Yeah. How do you see?
He made a really good catch. Yeah. That was pure luck. First off, Joe Dubin runs exactly how you think Joe Dubin runs. That is a true statement.
I think it just
but
funny.
To his credit, he made a catch, and then he was rounding second, got pegged in the back with the ball. Somebody was trying to throw to second. He just played it off. It was funny, but yeah, he did not. He ran. He was running just like you would think. You would, but he made a really good over the shoulder catch on the run out in the outfield. So that was cool. So good for him. But yeah, there was ton. It was good. It was fun. It was fun. Big Bubba's Bash. Celebrity Bash. That was it was a good time. We all had a good time out there. But my right shoulder is really the only thing that's sore.
I need to get you we need to get you out to practice one day and just have you do drills. Like
I'm down,
drills.
man.
Yeah.
I'm down. If you could just not be in Clarksville.
We'll be proactive with that. What do you mean not be in Clarksville?
Like, I want to do it closer to me.
No, I'm talking like when I go play football again.
Oh, USFL. I'm thinking jiu-jitsu or something.
I'm thinking you come out to practice because at this point
I'm down to do that.
He's going to tell me no. Just come hit the bags.
I'm not trying to be braggadocious or anything. I will surprise you with how well I'll be able to throw.
Oh, I was saying you're going to do O-line drills.
No. Quarterback.
I don't know if I can get you that.
I'll go toe to toe with whoever your third stringer is.
Yeah,
I bet you I go toe to toe with them.
Brady White. Yeah, he's white. That's what I always say.
Okay, yeah, he's good.
From Memphis?
Yeah, from Memphis.
Brady White?
He's a saucy white guy. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Cure hotline if you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. We want to hear from you. Steve in Franklin. Steve, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. Hope you are well.
Doing good.
Good to hear y'all have all lines of communications back up and running. Gonna
absolutely
get Bruno to be security at night, guard y'all's building there.
I've offered. They don't want it. They can't meet my quota.
Yeah, he's got too much of a rate.
Me too. Yeah. That's crazy. People are desperate to steal and stuff. But and also before I get to my point, it's Mike and Melrose's birthday, so y'all be nice to him if he calls in, entertain him, talk baseball. So.
Well, when we need to talk, if he wants us to talk baseball, he needs to call in.
I'll be nice. On the Vanderbilt thing, I hate to always be glass half full guy, but that's me. I mean, it's all great. They can get Bezos and Elon Musk's money and throw everything at every 5-star, but unfortunately, the biggest battle over there is not in the athletic departments. It's on the other side of campus, the chancellor and the other people that sign the paperwork to let the athletes in that are kind of on the fence. And I don't think we're far enough away from James Franklin era. And the unfortunate things that happened when he left, that's always going to be the biggest battle. they're not going to be able to get the on the fence guys in through the board. I hope he proves me different and can do it. And I mean, what do y'all think about that? You think that's still a battle? Obviously it is. But
Bruno Reagan for chancellor, baby. That's the only way, really.
Place will run to the
Hey,
ground.
one of the best Vandy professors I ever had. He said, "God, we have this. I mean, this school has too many deans. We could fire 69% of deans, and this school would be the same." So I don't doubt it. That's just how something that grows too big to change is, Steve. Like, that's just the Vanderbilt academic side of it. It's just too. Then, like, it's hard to stop that inertia. You know, it's hard to stop an avalanche. It's kind of what Vanderbilt and its academic prowess has become.
Yeah, and it's a shame because 99.9% of the guys that are on the fence, you know, as far as academically getting in, end up proving them wrong and do great. And so it's just, I don't know. Unfortunately, most of the professors on that campus probably could care less about sports. So it's, even though they cash that $60 million SEC check real quick, I'm sure, when it hits the desk. But I hope they prove me wrong. So that's all I've got to say. Y'all don't remember Ron Mercer and guys like that they didn't let in, but that's just the Vandy way.
Well, and look, and I understand. I say this all the time. I know there's tons of Vandy people out there who have been around a whole lot longer than I have, and they've seen things and they're jaded with things. But with this NIL stuff, if the rumors that Bruno was talking about in that last segment, where they get the group together and they get the money together, if it goes that way, then they can get right back into it. It would honestly have nothing to do with the other side. That's the whole thing. If it's an independent group, it's an independent collective, it would just be paying through that. It's a nonprofit. You know, if anything, it's just a tax write-off for the school at the end of the day if it does work out for them that way. So I think it could work out.
They still have to get admitted academically, though, right? They can't just.
I mean, if you pass the NCAA's clearinghouse, I'm pretty sure they can get you. The problem is it's like when you take any investment, especially when people are your investment, which oftentimes sports is. Let's say you have you're drafting Johnny Manziel. Why do you think he fell so hard? Well, because there's a ton of question marks. Vanderbilt has that same thing when they admit players. I mean, I remember one time a 5-star guy came in. A 5-star guy visited Vanderbilt, and he was walking around. I saw him. He was always in the news and stuff like that. And I was like, dang, this guy's here. And I was asking my O-line coach. I was like, that's a big time get him even into a visit. And my coach was just like, yeah, but dude can't read. How is he going to survive here if he can't read? So that's a legit issue. So Vanderbilt, you do have to go to class.
With the news that we all got yesterday, that there was talks that the NCAA and college football are trying to separate. Who knows? I mean, really,
that could be what my buddy was talking about when he was saying something major is going to happen. Maybe that's it. Like, hey, football is just a new pro league.
Yeah, I mean that's a real
Sponsored
side of
by
this.
Schools.
It may then that's a whole other discussion. Is will you still be a fan of the team even though it has nothing to do with the school? It may just have the name and the moniker and all that. So there's a lot to this.
Steve, how do you solve this? Steve, solve it right now. 30 seconds.
I'm with you. I mean, you might as well separate it because it already is. I mean, it's just.
It really is.
I mean, it's one of the biggest, largest nonprofit quotation businesses in the world.
And sorry to cut you off, Steve, but it sucks too because I feel like kids are going to miss out on like it. You're at college. I know there's that famous Cardell quote. I didn't come here to play school, but I mean, school is an important part of like growing up in life, and I feel like some kids are going to undervalue it or miss it, and that does suck because I really did enjoy my time at school. So
yeah, and minority of guys don't go to pros, so that college degree does.
Massive group of people don't go to the pros,
and they don't realize that. But down the road, they're happy they finished it and got that paper. But I mean, looking at schools right now for my daughter that's about to go to college, I mean, every SEC school, it's not Vandy is elite, but every SEC school has high academic standards, admit it or not. But I mean, you got to have a high ECT and high. It's very competitive, so it's not just Vandy, but those other schools figure out a way to get the Joe 5-star in. So that's just where Vandy's going to have to loosen the reins a little bit on that if they really want to give Coach Lee a competitive edge that he needs. Because, I mean, like you said, he is in the best city in the country as far as recruiting to that, if you can use Nashville as a recruiting tool. which I'm sure you can.
I have a solution, Steve. Let me run an entire academic program at Peabody. I'll take care of 120 credit hours for these guys. I'll run it.
For my dad.
It'll be different, but it'll give them the life skills needed to earn that Vandy degree. We'll go over it all. Arts and science, the maths, the literature, the oration.
The maths. You know?
Hey, I hated math my entire life. And the way I worked my Vandy degree out was I only took one math class the entire time. It was a game theory class, which was statistics, which is like fake math. So
I can't name logistics of it, but when my dad coached baseball there in the 70s and was head football recruiter, they did use Peabody as somebody couldn't get into the main school. They could use Peabody and get them in there. So I don't know if they can utilize that anymore. But
it's called HOD, Human Organizational Development. I'll say it right out loud. So when they announce majors, you see that, just be like, yep, that's it.
that's the guy.
Gotta use it. So
exactly.
I need some good news, so I'd love to hear it.
Well, hopefully here soon we'll hear that, Steve. I appreciate you calling in, buddy.
Good on, guys. Thanks.
I mean, look, the other schools can figure it out, because if you're a 5-star recruit, Vandy's Vandy. That's a different kind of thing. But the whole schooling side of this isn't, that's not a giant hurdle. Because really,
it really isn't.
The people that...
If Joe will tell you, me and Joe can get through the school. Anybody can.
Yeah.
Me and Joe can do it. You can do it.
It's something so stupid. I think there's a lot of people that they hinge these thoughts on, well, the school's just as important to the student as the athletics part is. And it's, you're a student athlete, so that means school comes first.
No, that's not true.
It's not true. It's not true.
It's a great part of it. I'd say it was like 70-30 for me. School was a bigger part for us because we're just naturally Vandy. But you're 70% athlete, 30% student. But I think that 30% really does matter to get the whole experience, to keep you from losing. Because imagine, you go to college, you get paid, let's say you're lucky, you get paid like $700K through your college years. That's insane, right? But you don't learn anything. Maybe you don't even graduate. Whatever happens. And then that money runs dry, which can happen quick. You buy a house in this market, 3 years down the line, you're cash broke, and you're like, uh-oh, you didn't get a job. You have gap years on your resume. You haven't built a network. You haven't been proactive in any way.
Your LinkedIn is dry.
LinkedIn is such a scam.
It's so stupid.
It's so stupid. Yeah. For what it's worth, I remember anytime I would go to these career things and they mention LinkedIn, either check out or I'd walk out. This is the dumbest thing you can
LinkedIn.
do.
I remember sitting through a thing. It was in college, but it was like for a class, but I had to go to some speaker thing.
That's usually how it happens.
Yeah, it was something like that. Somebody swindled the school to pay $1,200 for this guy to come out and talk about how to succeed in career growth. And his first thing was, if your LinkedIn doesn't have what are those called? When they give you they say this guy's good at Microsoft Excel or this lady's good at public speaking. You know how they do that on LinkedIn? Yeah. They're like, if you don't have at least 30 of those before you get out of school, then you're miles behind everyone else.
No, you're so stupid. That's so abysmally stupid. You want to know what a good lesson is? Go to the Vanderbilt locker room, 90, or get the team meetings, 90, 100 guys in there. Go. Any of you interested in sports broadcasting? 4 of those guys raise their hand. They call me. And that's your steps ahead of the game. Yeah. Give me a call, and your steps ahead of the game. I can help you out, tell you how it works because I've talked to a ton of people in their past. I can tell you their past, and they can. That's a million down ways. But there are a lot of places that are like, go on LinkedIn and add the CEOs.
Yeah. Connect with them, and then you'll know. And they never also don't check their LinkedIn either. So that's another problem. Yeah. But no, I think the schooling side for Vanderbilt, that's a whole separate mess. But if the money's coming through a collective and they're able to pay the players, we're talking about a team. And this is the thing with Clark Lee and the athletic director, who's completely just dropped out of my mind as well.
Candace
Lee. I knew it was Lee, and
Clark Lee is L-E-A. Candace Lee is L-E-E.
I will remember it for that reason. But that's the initiative that they have. The whole Vandy United, all this different stuff has been, we're trying to get athletics into competitive spot. That's what they're trying to do. And in baseball, they have it. Basketball, it's wishy-washy. Football, not at all right now. When we're begging for 3 wins, it's not even close to competitive. But if they get into that market of collectives, or they get into the pockets, if they can get into the dollars, then sure. If you just start paying, that's what NIL does. It evens the playing field. It is evening the playing field. It's taking what people used to do in the dark and then they would throw a big label over top and says it was, we earned this, our coach is the best, our team is the best, blah, 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 blah. But really, we all know they were getting secret money underneath. They were doing all this different stuff underneath the table. Now Vandy can just do that and start paying players openly, and they're a private organization that can have a lot of money. And they do. They have a lot of money. So we'll see how it works out. But I think for sure you're going to see a Vandy team that is bought and paid for, and it's going to be an all-star team one day.
Vandy's going to set up the first call center. They're going to hire 40 out of college, looking for work students.
Check their LinkedIn first.
Start cold calling every business in Nashville. That's going to be that's what's going to fund the machine, baby.
Oh, that's going to be great.
Only commission payments.
Yes, it's really tough. It's really grind kind of stuff. They're like, they just have one person that does really well, and they're like, see, look at this guy over here, this girl over here. What could you do? Yeah, it's really toxic. All right, we need to run to a break. If you want to jump in, the Cure hotline wide open. We want to hear from you. 615-844-5600. Back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. Still dragging along through Robertson County on 65 southbound through White House. It's crazy slow down through there coming in from Kentucky. It's starting to pick up right on schedule. 40 east out here in Hermitage, Donaldson, up by the airport. It's starting to bog down from time to time. 40 east at 840 headed through Wilson County. You've got the Wilson County Fair going on, so give yourself extra time in that general area. Hey, Ripley's is hiring for all 10 attractions, offering great pay. Check it out at ripleys.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
Hey Nashville, Ray here from Run With It. Let me tell you about our sponsor, Boom Boss Craft Pizza and Tap House. And with 4 locations in Bellevue, Murfreesboro, Spring Hill, and East Nashville, they're your home for the best gourmet pizza and craft beers in Music City. Join me on Monday nights at the East Nashville location for poker night. And if you think you know everything, try Wednesday night trivia at both locations. Gourmet pizzas, craft beers, online at boombozz.com. Boom Boss Craft Pizza and Tap House.
Get all your NASCAR news every weekday right here on the Final Lap. Hey, it's Kerry Murphy, and Kevin Harvick did it again, going back-to-back. 2 wins now in 2022. Up next is the Bad Fast Road Course at Watkins Glen. So grab all the latest NASCAR news, race recaps, driver reviews, stats, and info every single weekday right here.
Hi, this is Kevin Harvick, and you're listening to The Final Lap with Kerry Murphy.
Listen to our NASCAR talk show called The Final Lap Weekly wherever you get your podcasts. Every single weekday right here.
Sports Radio WNSR.
The show that makes the average person say, hey, I can do that. The Afternoon Stretch.
Welcome back to the Afternoon Stretch. Bruno, Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams. Here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. If you want to get involved, we want to hear from you. The Cure hotline, 615-844-5600. All right, let's talk about it.
It's all over.
First off,
at long last,
we've known this, right? We've known that Deshaun Watson and the NFL, we've known that there's going to be some sort of, I can't say the word I want to say, but I'm going to say muckery is what I'm going to say. Some sort of mucky substance that was going to happen here.
It's coming to a climax, a synthesis.
Yeah.
A togetherness. A confrontation.
And we've known that it was going to happen eventually. We knew that it was going to. My whole problem with this was First off, why did you put Sue L. Robinson in the hot seat to figure out why did you hire an arbiter, right? What was the point of doing that? To just disregard everything they had said, that she had said, the work that she put into it. Why did they even do that? That's one. If you haven't heard, if you're under a rock, Deshaun Watson now is officially going to be missing 11 games in the season, and he will have to be fined $5 million. Before that, there was no money fine, and it was 6 games.
Yeah.
What the hell is the difference between 6 games and 11 games? What is the difference between no money and $5 million for Deshaun Watson, who signed a $256 million guaranteed contract?
I wish I had an answer for you, and I wish there was someone from the NFL that would break NDA and tell us. I think this was just a vindication. They wanted to go after Deshaun, get a little bit extra out of him, make his life that much more harder.
The $5 million that the NFL is getting matters none, right? That is not even drops in the bucket. That's like the water molecules inside of the drop of water going into the bucket. That's all it is for the NFL. They don't care about the money. The 6 games to not even double it, right? Because I imagine that's what the thought was. Because it's gonna get even grosser. I can smell this coming through the phone as I read it, and I see this news coming out that it was 11 games. Because the grosser side of this is the NFL is using it as a marketing ploy, a humongous marketing scheme. Because who is the team that Deshaun Watson will play when his first game comes back from suspension? Is the Houston Texans. And I bet you it's going to be a primetime game, too.
He's back. It's going to be on the
against his old team. Will Deshaun Watson be able to outdo the Houston Texans? This is the grossest. This is the biggest middle finger the NFL has given to the people ever.
Well, the NFL's a monopoly. They can do whatever they want. And they're kind of flexing it right now, to be honest.
This is the biggest middle finger that has ever been given to the people. That everybody was outraged by this. Because look, this is my whole thing. I'm not putting my cards out there either way. Do I think he should be absolved from all of it, or do I think he should never play football again? I don't know. I'm somewhere maybe in the middle. Maybe.
Wow, that's new.
Yeah, I know. This one I am. But if you're the NFL, what's the difference? Did you do anything else? No, he's still going to play. The Browns still could use him in the season, and there's still, 6 more games when he comes back that he could be a part of for this year that he was only set to make $1 million on anyway. So what is the difference? What are you doing? What precedent did Roger Goodell, as he pulled up his big boy business pants and said, I'm going to stand up for these women who were accused, or that were accusing him, these women who were sexually assaulted. And in Roger Goodell's own words, a predator like Deshaun Watson, I'm going to do something about it. And then he said, 11 games, $5 million fine. That's it? You're calling this, you in your own words are calling this guy a predator. A predator is in your league. And this isn't the movie. This isn't a cool thing to be a predator. This is a bad one. He's a sexual predator. If you believe that, Roger Goodell and the NFL, in what world is only 11 games a fine? Never let him play again. Or is that the line? Well, he didn't really do anything. He was just kind of creepy to these women. So, and what was it, like 20? Oh, 30? Oh, like he saw like 80 of them? I mean, it's just 80.
Deshaun Watson is going to be the most heckled football player in the NFL this season. Yeah. If I'm a defender, he's the first guy I'm going after because this has to mentally weigh on him so much. But it won't weigh on him nearly as much as the effect he's had on what is definitely over, because there's only 25, 24 women that have came out. It's definitely been more than that. So you reap what you sow.
Do you think that the NFL is going to send out a memo to teams that they can't chant and heckle things like that at him on the field? Because they already have a rule against some of that.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to say no. I'm going to assume no.
This is levels of gross for Deshaun Watson, and not even Deshaun for NFL, right? Deshaun Watson's still saying he's innocent. not doing anything.
After apologizing and being remorseful.
Saying that sorry that it upset you. Me pulling my penis out and trying to have sex with you and shove your fingers up my butt. I'm sorry me doing all that, made you feel uncomfortable in the room. Just gaslighting them completely for everything.
He's the one. Hey, at the end of the day, he's the one that's got to go sleep. I'm telling you, man. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts, absolutely. And when you're a quarterback of an NFL franchise, that power can corrupt, absolutely.
So I think his exact comment, based on what I see here, is that he said that I stand by my innocence, right? He says, I always said I never assaulted or disrespected anyone.
Right.
He said he apologized because there were a lot of people triggered.
Yeah, me. Yeah, me. I was talking to a few other of my NFL buddies. I was like, how would you feel about playing with a guy like Deshaun Watson? They're like, dude, I don't even know. I don't even want to talk about it. And I can only imagine that's a lot of people on the Browns feel like that because, frankly, Deshaun Watson, if it was up to me, he would never play football again.
The Goodell
but they're
said,
just accusations. It's so hard.
Goodell said he was a predator, though. That's the thing that kills me. That's the thing. Like, that was like everything we talked about and thought was, okay, they're not saying this is enough. They're not saying this is enough. Maybe it's going to be a full year. Clearly, a full year was never even on the table. That was never even on the table for the NFL. Because if you were going to come back for it and go for a full year suspension when the NFLPA said they're going to take you to federal court and you just come back with 11 games.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, happy medium.
The whole thing is so stupid.
This has been a clown show. This entire thing. So is he able to play in the preseason? Or is it week 1 is where it starts?
That's a great question. I would assume he can play in the preseason. And then
because it's 11 games.
Yes.
What if the 2 more they have left
count?
Well, then that's just super NFL. To make it the Texans, I mean, all you're gonna hear is Deshaun Watson
11
against
games.
his
How do you even
old
come
team.
down to that? 11 games, an odd number. Isn't that ugly?
Well, because what they were gonna do is say they were gonna double it. They were gonna go 6. Okay, we're gonna do 12. They were like, well, that 12th game would be the Texans. And they were like, oh, well, never mind. No. We'll do 11. We'll do 11, and they'll come back for the Texans game, and then we can go ahead and start making a VO package right now of Texans and Deshaun Watson, the rivalry, the chemistry broken, blah, blah, blah.
Per the NFL, Watson's suspension will take effect following the final roster cut down on August 30th, and he'll be eligible for reinstatement on November 28th.
Yeah, so he'll be able to play in the preseason.
Yeah.
Because it needs to be games that count. That's what they're saying. He can't just be out for the games that don't count.
Just 11 games.
No, it's an embarrassment. The NFL, they don't care, though. Hey, what are you going to do? Not watch football on Sunday?
It's such an odd number, though, 11.
No, it's because I'm telling you.
I know why.
They were going to double it, and then they were like, no, he's going to play the Texans that game.
Yeah.
We all want to see that. I don't want to wait till next year when they have to play the Texans again.
That entire week, it'll be Watson talk. The entire
No,
week.
it will be. It'll be like he'll finally get to play. Now, and then the next week. So how did he play? And we'll never talk about the other situation again. And that's just the whole thing of this. It's insane. All right, we need to run to our last break here in the first hour, though. We want to hear from you. The Cure Hotline wide open, 615-844-5600. Back after this here on the Afternoon Stretch.
Good afternoon. Without sounding like a broken record, it's still crawling along on 65 southbound down through Robertson County. It's been that way for about, 7, 8 hours? Today, through that section there at White House, the truck flipped earlier, and it just seems like it's never recovered. Trying to get down from Portland. Traffic's really picked up out here on 40 East at 840, trying to sneak through that section of Wilson County. The Wilson County Fair is back. That's created a lot of extra traffic in that general area. Prince's Hot Chicken is now hiring. Check out that menu if you haven't been there in a while. PrincesHotChicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Denny Hamlin updates us about his driver, Kurt Busch, who's been out since Pocono with concussion-like symptoms.
Yeah, I mean, it's concerning for sure. Mostly concerning for his health, not really for the race team. Want to give him all the time he needs, and this is proof that he's doing right by his body and making sure he's back to 100%. I think that other drivers maybe in the past maybe would have just kind of been able to get some test pass and gone out there and race, but he wants to be 100% because it's just no one race or season or whatever might be as important as your overall health in the long term.
And how about his fill-in driver, Ty Gibbs?
I think he's done a good job for us for sure. I think he certainly realizes this. The fence between Xfinity and Cup is a big old tall one. These guys over here don't mess around too much, and so it's tough. And so I think he's done really good considering of what we've asked him to do, and that's keep his nose clean, keep that 45 car in a good position in the owners' playoffs. That's really important for us financially. So it's important, and he's really done a good job for us to do that. And then he took a fast car last week. Obviously made a mistake late in that race, but he took it and he maximized his day. So I think he did a really good job, and certainly we're happy with the job he's been doing for us thus far.
You're on the final lap.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward into art class.
A 4-foot replica of the Statue of Liberty using elbow macaroni?
With glue and art supplies from Staples.
By tomorrow.
Right now, 24-count Crayola crayons and Polly Pocket folders are just 50 cents each. Plus, select lunch and backpack sets are only $14.99. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. In-store only folder and crayon offers end 8/27, limit 30. Backpacks end 8/20.
Are you one of those people who thinks it's okay to drive stoned? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You end up driving below the speed limit? It's no big deal, right? Wrong. The truth is, your reaction times slow way down when you're high. You not only put yourself in danger, but everyone around you. Talk about a buzzkill. Stop kidding yourself. It's not okay to drive high. If you've been using marijuana in any form, do not get behind the wheel. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
With 13 locations nationally, including Smyrna, Star Leasing Company is a semi-trailer one-stop shop and the perfect place to build a career as a semi-trailer mechanic. Seeking candidates with all levels of experience, Star Leasing Company has a semi-trailer technician trainee program with sign-on and quarterly bonuses and other opportunities such as $1,000 for having a yearly physical. Package also includes 401k with company match, health, dental, and vision insurance, competitive pay with weekly paychecks, and paid holidays and time off. Star Leasing Company, not your typical semi-trailer leasing company. Visit starleasing.com to learn more.
The show that makes you thankful for Braves games. The Afternoon Stretch with Zach and Bruno and Ray.
Welcome back to the Afternoon Stretch. Bruno, Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio.
I think they should, if you want to call in to the Care Hotline, 615-844-5600. Real quick, Zach.
How do you know I was going to say that,
Bruno? We finish each other's
sandwiches.
God, I was hoping you'd say something cooler than that. Now we're cringe. No, now we're cringe.
Oh, no. Fortnite's cringe. All right, go ahead.
Have you seen all these sorority videos? And Mississippi State's ready for football. Then they culturally appropriate Yo Gotti. They should do scientific studies on fraternities and sororities on the human condition.
I'd love like a real in-depth study into how trends start. You know,
that's a good one. Yeah,
because they just do.
Well, that's when these things meet: sorority, fraternity, Greek life, and trend, and they mesh together, and everyone collectively wants to.
I mean, it's lemmings at
send
that
them
point.
to the guillotine. Yeah,
yeah. It's just all over the place. But that's every group does it though. Like it doesn't. We could be talking about any kind of societal class or group or whatever it is. Like you could say the goth kids, they have their own little trends, and then you got the preps and the whatever. I'm just
the jocks.
Yeah, they all have their own little trends that they do, and then every once in a while you get a big one like the ice bucket challenge that crosses all bounds, right? Like
there's 50 Cent, and then there's Ariana Grande.
Yeah, the 50 Cent one is still the best.
Yeah, it is.
But you just have all. I would love to know how these trends just happen. Because they do. They just happen.
Yeah, there's no
explaining
them.
Who starts these things? Like, it's just so, it's so crazy to see who starts these things.
I mean, you bring up a great point. And the reason I wish I could explain it, but they need to be studied.
So here's one that happened. There was a song that was it was a girl on TikTok who wrote a song or like put up there, was like, hey, give me a reason to write a song. And then you go to look at a comment. It says, write a song using the alphabet. And then it's that A, B, C, D, E, F, you and your mom, and that song.
And then it was everywhere.
You click on the person who left that comment. They work for a giant music distribution company like Warner Brothers Music or something like that. And you're like, oh, this was all a ploy. Like, she's making it look like it came from a TikTok comment, but this song was written way before, and they're just doing it to set it up to make it look organic through TikTok.
And a trend, and then everyone wants to hop on the trend.
Everyone.
You don't want to miss out on the trend.
Ugh.
So smart, so genius. The businesses have it figured out. We just need academia to follow up.
Yes. First hour's done. Second hour coming up. Jump in. 615-844-5600.
News. I'm Derek Dennis. A federal judge in Florida signaled he's inclined to unseal parts of the affidavit used by the FBI in their search of former President Trump's Florida estate. ABC's Catherine Falder says the government is pushing back.
The government's argument in there was to keep the whole thing under seal. They said if they release this with any redactions, it would essentially be meaningless to the media because it wouldn't say much. They argued that this could compromise witnesses that have spoken to them, that maybe will speak to them in this ongoing investigation, that it's still in the early stages and it could compromise any future action that they take as it relates to this investigation and potentially others.
The former CFO of the Trump Organization has pleaded guilty to 15 charges related to a tax evasion case involving the company. Alan Weisselberg agreed to serve 5 months in prison. Hadi Matar, the suspect accused of stabbing author Salman Rushdie, entered a not guilty plea to charges of attempted murder and assault. This is ABC News.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Ooma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
Hey, Braves fan, it's time for baseball, and that means it's time to cheer on the World Series defending champions, the Atlanta Braves, in the 2022 season. Attorney Klein Preston of the Klein Preston Law Group wants you to join him in cheering on the World Series defending champions, the Atlanta Braves, for the start of the 2022 season. Here's to another amazing season for Braves country here on your home for the Atlanta Braves. Nashville Sports Radio.
Dry rub wings are back at Slim Chickens. Fresh, fried, and full of flavor. Like smooth and kickin' cayenne ranch, zesty lemon pepper, or turn it up with new spicy Nashville hot. Try them today with a meal or feed your hungry crowd. But hurry, they're only back for a limited time. At Slim's, bold flavor is what we do. Download the Slim Chickens app to order and earn rewards.
This is the Greg Pogue and John Burton Show.
A true legend, Billy White Shoes Johnson, painted your shoes white on a dare and it just stuck?
Yeah, it did. It makes you feel a lot better than wearing them old black shoes. And it was just a matter of fun.
Tell him, Billy, look good, feel good, play good, right?
All the time.
Greg Pogue and News Channel 5's John Burton, WNSR. Nashville Sports Radio.
Okay, it's happening.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Everybody stay calm. Stay calm.
Let's take some calls from the public, shall we?
Join the afternoon stretch now on the Cure Hotline. 615-844-5600. Now here's Bruno and Zach.
Second hour of the afternoon stretch. Bruno, Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams coming to you live from the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studios. If you want to get involved, we want to talk to you. Cure Hotline 615-844-5600. High school football starting tonight here in the local area. Maybe you got questions about that. We got two guys that they're boning up on their high school football right now for their show that starts tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Bruno Reagan going to be handling the reins. I have been told I'm the voice of a high school generation.
What?
Yeah, you know who said that to me?
You in the mirror?
Yeah. I woke up this morning, I looked in the mirror, I said, the voice of a high school generation's feeling dangerous.
Tomorrow, it's big news. I mean, there's a lot.
I stubbed my toe walking out the door.
Yeah, and you're awful. Start crying.
Well, I can
blubbering
cry.
Tears.
I live alone, so I can cry, and that's fine.
Yeah, nobody can see it.
Yeah.
It's like a tree fell down in the forest. If Bruno cried alone in a room with no one around, did he really cry? Thing. But no, tomorrow, tons. I mean, high school football is
starts tonight.
Really big. It starts tonight.
Don't mess up.
Oh, I'm not going to mess up. That I'm not nervous about. Hey,
don't mess up.
I did a little. I did a podcast. I've been doing like a couple podcasts, like hits and stuff like that, and then I did something that was for a high school like local roundup show, and somebody said to me, they were like, I don't know if they were being serious or not, but they were like, hey, yeah, just we're not gonna take it too serious. Like, there's no pressure. No, I was like, guys, I mean, I was like, you mean I'm gonna have to talk on a microphone? There's very few things I'll be cocky about, but this is in my bag. Like this, I can roll out of bed tomorrow and just jump right on here and do this. Like, that's never going to be a problem. But if you're in the mood for a lot of high school football action, you're going to get it tomorrow here on this very station. All of it starting 6:15, the Murphy Fair Show. Going to hear from the guru himself, all about high school football. It's going to be a great, I'm going to be listening to it heading into my games just because, which I won't have tomorrow, obviously, because my game's tonight. But I'm still going to be listening because just so much knowledge and info. I mean, tons of stuff. That's going to happen at 6:15. Then that's going to transition into Joe Fisher on the call with Greg Pogue for Springfield at Greenbrier, 6:45 tomorrow. You're going to have Joe Fisher back into the broadcast booth where he belongs. So that'll be fun here on Nashville Sports Radio. And then when that is done, if you think high school football is over at that point, you're wrong, because there's more after that. You're going to have the Mid-State Checkdown Scoreboard Show with Bruno Reagan and Ray Dosky, 9:15, depending on when the game ends. It's going to move around that time frame there, but then they're going to help you round out the entire night and day and what happened with all the games from week one.
Scores, how the divisions stack up, who are the top players, were there any surprises, any non-surprises, how the top
if Hendersonville wins, baby.
We would talk about that for maybe the whole show.
I'm just going to come in studio and hang out with y'all and talk about
Hendersonville's ranked.
I'll be here.
Hendersonville's a top 25 team, I believe.
Number 18, yes.
Yeah. So Hendersonville's number 18.
In the entire state. Breakdown, I think they're higher in 6A.
And Oakland is number 3. That would instantly put Hendersonville into the top 3 conversation if they won. You won't, but you don't have to say it just yet.
No, I'll say it. I love him. I love him to death. I want Hendersonville to win. Look, that's what I'll say. I want Hendersonville to win. But Bruno, I think there's a lot of Vandy fans out there that want Vanderbilt to beat Alabama.
Yes.
Probably not going to happen. All right.
Hey, me and Alabama, we both duked it out when we were 3-0 my junior year. I thought we just beat Kansas State, ranked at home.
You're next.
So we were
Jalen Hurts.
We got votes to the top
right.
25. We were in the same place. I was trying to tell Ray though, there's levels to the top 25.
Yeah.
Oakland's on a different level, baby.
They are. And look, these are also high school kids. So I'm not going to say this isn't NFL. This isn't Nick Saban in Alabama. What Creasy does over at Oakland is tremendous, and it's been good. But Beasley and the Commandos, they're going for a 4-peat as region champion. So it's not like it's been just some stick in the mud over there in Hendersonville either. This is, who knows? Who knows what can happen? Until the game's played, we won't know, but we'll know that, in about 2 hours or so. I'm excited for it, though. It's good. I'm really glad they got rid of the whole week 0 thing, though. That's gone now. So it's just week 1 all the way through. The week 0 stuff was so annoying.
Yeah. I'm super excited for this season because high school football is one of the high school football might get a new fandom across the entire South because where people watch college for that sort of honor, tradition kind of. It's kind of losing that stride, just take it down a little bit of a level into the high school ranks.
It's the only pure form, right?
Yeah, you know how big honor is to me. That's why I'm pretty excited to get back into it, because these kids don't play for anything other than they just want to.
I say that, but you look at a team like Oakland last year, they got penalized for recruiting a kid on Twitter.
That's fair.
Which you're not allowed to do. I can't remember. It was the kid who was at, I think it was Brentwood Academy. He was a running back. I forgot his name already. If Womble's listening, text me, Womble.
They were just like, hey, come here, baby.
Basically, the athletic director was on Twitter and was like, he needs to get to Oakland now. And then, like, a day later, he was going to Oakland. Like, his family moved and all this different stuff. And they got penalized by the TSLA. And the penalization is stupid. It's like, you can't, like, do a jamboree. You can't have 7-on-7 practices.
Clarksville High had one of its best seasons ever. And we had a situation where the kid moved from Northeast to follow the coach. And it was harmless, but at the same time, they had to void all of their wins after their best season ever. Tough.
No, that's very tough. What's your favorite memory when you look back at high school football? Is there any?
Yeah, 100%. My junior year, we were playing Rossview, which is our big rivalry. Rossview is like the biggest high school in Clarksville, but Clarksville High is the most traditional. We've been around 100 years. So it's the biggest versus the big, and Rossview's going to continue. Rossview is that part of Clarksville where everyone's moving to. It's like the Franklin or the Brentwood.
Can we get a petition for them to get a better press box? Because every time I go there to do a game, it's a nightmare. No. It's quite literally just like 4 tin walls, and the glass is completely like frosted. You can't even see out the glass. You take the window out.
I think my junior year we were down 21-0 or something like that. And we ended up winning 24-21 off like punt blocks, miracles at the end, sacks, strip fumbles. It was a super fun game, and it showed a lot of resilience, and it built a lot of character. And it's one of those little things that made me who I ended up becoming.
Because you were a two-way player, right?
Yeah, I'd never left the field. I was on special teams. I was on offense. I was on defense. I remember one time we were playing Springfield, and it was one of our first wins, I believe, my senior year. It was an extremely tough game, came down to the wire, and I just collapsed on the field. There's a video. If you look at Clarksville versus Springfield 2014, it was on YouTube. You can see right at the end, I just collapse. I just lay down. I'm just relaxing, and I scared my trainer so bad. Miss Barnes is so nice, but I made it. It was a little dramatic, but I just wanted to lay down and rest. I was so hurt. Yeah, I played both ways. I can't believe I did that. That's ridiculous.
You hated defense, right?
I didn't hate it, but I knew it wasn't where I was going to be a good player at.
Yeah. But you were just big, and they were like, you just got to go in there.
Better than anybody else at defense in the district. I got defensive lineman of the year. And I lost offensive lineman of the best offensive lineman in the city.
And then you went to play
50-some games in the SEC.
SEC as an offensive lineman. Good choice there, Clarksville.
Yeah,
this stupid.
This is a Clarksville newspaper, his Leaf Chronicle. I remember the guy came up to me afterwards, and he was like, "Hey, it was a really hard decision. I was committed to USF at the time, and he was like, it was a really hard decision. Where are you going to school again?" He didn't even know I was like where I was going to school.
Yeah, Leaf Chronicle might be like a really good toilet paper.
He thought I was going to say like Austin P. So I said USF. He's like, "Oh, you're going all the way down Tampa for?" I was like, "To play football, man. Like what?"
And now you're in Tampa again.
Yeah, that was the funniest day.
You in Tampa?
My dad. Hey, you remember how my dad was mad at all that Vandy 100 stuff? You should have seen him after that banquet. I told him beforehand, let's just not go. Why would we go to this? He was like, "No, we gotta go." Oh, we went. I bet you were. How happy are you that we went? Stupid reward shows for 18-year-olds.
Oh man, no, that's a.
Hey, if I ever
award shows are dumb as a whole.
I know. If I went to the USFL and Tampa, I'd probably be on the streets right now because the parties I went to on my official visit were awesome. I probably would have never stopped going.
Yeah, you had to go to a real boring school like Vandy.
Yeah, I don't know. Vandy was just really hard, so
you had to study. You're like, I just got to do this.
It put me in my field all the time.
Oh, man. So there was some news over at Titans training camp today. I wasn't able to get out there today. Too busy. Just everything today. Too much going on. But, again, just the story coming out of training camp with the joint practice with the Buccaneers and the Titans, Phillips. It's just Phillips. Over and over again, I'm telling you, the name that I see and hear all the time when I'm out there, when I'm not there, is just Kyle Phillips. This kid is, by the way, I'm allowed to say a kid. One, I'm older than him. Two, he actually looks like he's a high schooler. This guy has no.
This guy.
He's got no adult features on him, other than the way he plays football.
Is Kyle Phillips underdog wide receiver 1? Is he our Cooper Kupp?
He's too small.
Radio hot take guy time.
No,
Yeah,
he's small.
Too small. Cooper Kupp isn't like
with
the other
cleats
saucy white
on.
guys.
With cleats on, he's not hitting 5'10". There's
Yeah.
no shot. With cleats off, he's got to be 5'7", 5'6". I got to think. How much do cleats give you?
Perfect. Half an inch.
Yeah.
It's the perfect body type to just get underneath the receiver, get underneath the second level defense, the linebackers, and snag some easy yards, and then yak after the catch.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what he is, a route runner. I mean, he can turn them up. He turns his feet so well and able to cut the way he does. I'm telling you, if you're a Titans fan, that is the name that you're going to hear a lot. I really believe that. Outside of something happening drastically, I think you're going to hear a ton from Kyle Phillips. And if the Titans don't use him, then this training camp makes no sense. Because they're using him all the time on the ones. It's Ryan Tannehill throwing the ball. I don't ever see anybody else throwing the ball. It's Ryan Tannehill every time. And if I see if we get out to week 1, week 2, whatever in the games, and I see Ryan Tannehill never throwing the ball, I don't know what's going on. Because this is, I think, the relationship Ryan Tannehill wanted to have with Chester Rogers last year, where he was just force feeding the ball. Now he's got somebody that size and that ability that's just going to be able to catch it.
Yeah.
That's really what it's going to be. The guy is an absolute monster. An absolute monster. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do.
Yeah, we were talking about, it's tough to tell. You don't want to say someone's that guy or he's not going to make the team because we see good players get caught. He's going to make the team.
Yeah, I 100% believe he's going to make the team. There's no way he doesn't.
What did Vrabel call him? Rabbit with a hammer? Something like that?
Yeah, some crazy. Yeah. He's a monster. He really is. And I'm telling you, you would walk by this guy in the grocery store and be like, not even notice him. You would not think, oh, yeah, that guy's a...
What are the Father Ryan kids doing out right now?
Yeah, that's what... Yes. That's what you would think. You'd be like, shouldn't you be in school right now? It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Do I need to call your mom? Playing hooky?
Playing a little hooky art? He's like, I'm a wide receiver for the Titans. He's like, oh, yeah, and I'm the princess. Like, you just grab him by the ear and drag him off. Then he just runs a 10-yard out route, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I see it now.
Oh, my God, Kyle Phillips, what's up? Snap back to reality.
Yeah, oops, there goes gravity. But, yeah.
And we're copyrighted.
We're out.
I'm working with an amateur here.
But it is crazy. I'm excited to see how it goes out because, I mean, still, back to where it is. I think where it is right now, Titans wide receiver core, you're looking at Robert Woods still your 1. Nick Westbrook-Akina still your 2. Traylon Burks your 3. And Phillips is going to be behind on the 4. Is that how they're going to use them? No. Doesn't matter. I don't even think it really matters. There's a real world here where you could say wide receiver 1, sure, Robert Woods. Wide receiver 2 through 4 is just wide receiver 2.
Mm-hmm.
Wide receiver 2, Traylon Burks. Wide receiver 2, Racey McMath. I mean, he gets thrown in that. Racey McMath looks really good. The comeback catch he made 2 weeks ago was amazing. I talked about, or not 2 weeks ago, sorry, 2 days ago. I talked about that, where he just made, I mean, to come back into a defender and then make that big body catch coming into it and with pressure all wrapped around you. Tremendous catch. I mean, this was the cornerback going forward as well. And so Racey McMath's done a lot. And, I think Titans fans should be really excited for how little depth problems they'll actually have on the wide receiver side.
Yeah. I mean, we know they're. Who do you think is going to be the guy, though? Is Robert Woods?
No, see, that's
I think it's going to be Robert Woods. Safe pick, Robert Woods. Because they have the depth. They have the guy. Robert Woods, Kyle Phillips, Traylon Burks. These are all guys that we expect to contribute. And when you say contribute, that's like what? 500-ish yards? Ish, no, we're not expecting a 1,000-yard season from anybody. Robert Woods could technically be that guy.
I think Robert could get to 1,000.
Yeah.
It's possible. If he stays healthy all the way through.
Yeah, I
sure.
think Robert Woods is the easy number 1. Oh, because he's kind of vetting through camp right now, right? So we just don't know until we get to week.
Yeah, but he's there. It's just weird. He's quiet. You don't hear a lot from him. They don't put him up to speak. You don't see him a lot in the pressers afterwards. No, I mean, yeah, he's just sneaking by.
Elders, yeah.
But, yeah, I will say.
As long as that's not happening when games start, he's sneaking by,
Yeah. It just seems like it's a new area, and he's just kind of getting into it. That's my look on it. But it does seem like he's really quiet on everything. But that's also, if you're a vet, I mean, what's training camp? Ryan Tannehill is, you're going to hear from Ryan Tannehill every day because he's the quarterback. But
getting paid
$36 million is what it is this year. Yeah.
I don't know what I would do with that much money. I don't know. I don't buy anything.
Well, I mean, I almost have
house
that much money,
and a car. Yeah, I know. Well, what do you do with it?
Just gamble.
That's what I would do. There was a Maristar in St. Louis. I drove by it every day. I was like, I wonder if I could get there for an hour and before practice and see what's up.
Code TAS on FanDuel.
Yes, sir.
Just always remember that. Yeah, no. I think the Titans wide receiver. It's up for grabs, pun intended. But it is. I don't think people should be nervous about it because people have been nervous about it. I mean, you got Derrick Henry, obviously running back. Hopefully he stays healthy. If he doesn't stay healthy, then you have problems. But if he stays healthy the whole season, Henry's going to give you good numbers. That's just going to happen. But the wide receiver side, of course, AJ going out and everything, that story's been talked about 5 million times. I do think that I feel comfortable with where the wide receivers are right now. Just seeing everything I do at camp, seeing what's going on, I feel very comfortable with what's going on with Titans wide receivers. So should be good. Got Braves baseball happening tonight, 6:05, taking on the Mets. They ended up losing last night, so they didn't go 9-0 or 9-game stretch. They took it away, but got them again one last time tonight in that series. Still creeping up there in that ranking, still in the NL East, second right now, just how they sit. But we have that once again, 6:05 start time, 6:20 first pitch is when you're going to get that here on Nashville Sports Radio tonight. Need to run to a break. Before we go to that break, we got to talk about our friends over at Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, located at 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison. It's 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison. Look, right now, I'm telling you, they want your vehicle. If you have a car, you've been thinking about changing, you've been thinking like that, go see them right now. They are giving crazy deals on trade-ins right now. If you're wanting to upgrade, move up to something else, maybe get a different car, maybe you want to downgrade on a car, I don't know. They're wanting to trade you. They're wanting to trade you right now. So go check them out online. See what they have on their lot right there, NissanofRivergate.com. Right on their website. They're open 365 days a year. 24 hours a day. I mean, all the time. They're open. Someone's going to monitor any question you have, any thought, concern. They're right there for you online. Nissan of Rivergate. It's more than just buying, selling, and trading, though. They have everything to do with getting your vehicle back on the road. Service and parts and body department, as well as their body shop, Blue Ribbon Body Shop there. So much to help you all the way through. And I'm not talking about this just from the outside looking in. This is a person who's been on the inside looking out. I've bought every vehicle I've ever owned and purchased through Hayes Nissan of Rivergate. I've seen the process myself. You're going to love it just as much as I did. So go check them out. Once again, 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison, 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison, or on the web at NissanofRivergate.com. That's Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, where your dollar always goes farther. Are you tired of your current vehicle? Maybe looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle? Hey guys, it's Zach. Hayes Nissan of Rivergate is the best choice for your vehicle needs. Located at 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison, Hayes Nissan of Rivergate has been serving the Middle Tennessee community for over 3 decades. That gives you confidence that Hayes Nissan of Rivergate can find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and your budget. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff will make sure you are taken care of. I should know because I've seen it firsthand. Every vehicle I've purchased has been from Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, and I love the entire process. Now, I don't want you to forget about their award-winning parts and service department. It has everything you need to get you back on the road. Go visit them on the web at NissanofRivergate.com. They're open there 24/7, 365 days a year. Or give them a call at 615-865-7220. Again, that number is 615-865-7220. That's Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, where your dollar always goes farther.
Paid for by Bar Justice. Attention. Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months? The FDA has warned that Zantac and other medications containing heartburn drug, ranitidine, may be contaminated with cancer-causing agent NDMA. Zantac may be linked to these cancers: bladder, colorectal, esophageal, intestinal, kidney, liver, ovarian, pancreatic, stomach, testicular, and uterine. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months, call now. 800-516-9931. Never stop taking medication without first consulting a physician. Call right now for a free consultation. You may be owed significant compensation. Call 800-516-9931. 800-516-9931. That's 800-516-9931. 800-516-9931.
Fantasy football isn't just a game. It's a way of life. And with the NFL Fantasy app, your life just got way better. Get all the touchdowns, fantasy points, and bragging rights all in one place. It's free and easy to play. Just sign up and draft. Optimize your lineup with one click and watch exclusive player stories. From the stars you know to sleepers who can win you your league. NFL Fantasy. We live for this. Download the NFL Fantasy app today.
WNSR Nashville Sports Radio is your Middle Tennessee home for the best high school football coverage. Join me, Joe Fisher, along with Greg Pogue and the WNSR crew every Friday night for the Mid-State Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Each week, we're hitting the road and giving you the best coverage of the best high school football in Middle Tennessee. It's the Mid-State Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week every Friday night on your home for high school football. WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
The Afternoon Stretch. It's a radio show.
Welcome back. The Afternoon Stretch. Bruno, Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. If you want to get involved, Cure Hotline wide open, 615-844-5600. Bruno, what's your price?
For what?
For Bruno.
Subway.
So it's not $7 billion?
Can I eat $7 billion? I'm hungry.
$7 billion. That's the price for the Big Ten as they have struck a mega deal. I mean, is it a mega deal? It seems like some of these billion-dollar deals are just crazy, but that's their media deal that they just struck.
$7 billion. How many years is that?
I don't know how many years that is. I got to see how many years that ends up being.
So if someone deals in the billions of dollars, call in and tell us how these transactions work out, because there's no way there's that much money sitting in an account somewhere. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Yeah, if you deal with billion-dollar stuff, just let me be your friend. You know?
Yeah,
that's the real truth out of all this. Let me just be your friend, and then that way we can figure out. You know, we'll learn a lot by that. If we know hanging out with $7 billion, that's crazy. That's so much. Yeah, I don't have a. Let's see how it's with. So the deal is with Fox, CBS, and NBC. It's a 7-year term, $7 billion media rights agreement with Fox, CBS, and NBC. So they're getting money from all three of these. $1 billion for each year.
Yeah, but the Big Ten's a bum league for bums. It's for dad-built white guys to go run around and call themselves football players. Could never match up to the SEC, and that's a fact.
That is an insane amount of money. I mean, you have to run a giant league, but this is what USC and UCLA will get you.
Yeah.
You know? You add that into your repertoire. $7 billion.
LA market.
We're talking
double dips in the LA market.
That's just $1 billion though for a year. For a year. You know, I still can't believe we haven't heard anything new on the NFL.
NFL's product is kind of no. I'm not gonna say it. Not gonna hate it.
It's not going down. Yeah. There's no shot in the world it's going down.
It's just a shattered product. It's like you drop it and then you're trying to
doesn't matter.
Pick up the pieces.
It doesn't matter. There's no pieces to pick up. They are. What was Wolverine? What was his antimanium? What was his or what was Captain America's shield? Vibranium.
Oh, vibranium. Yeah.
That's what they're made out of. The NFL's made out of vibranium.
You say that.
It doesn't matter.
Supreme Court says one thing one day, and the NFL, as we know it, just ceases to exist.
Well, I mean, there's the Thanos snap, right? Like, it can get rid of anything, you know.
United States Supreme Court.
What did you do? That's just Goodell said that. What did you do?
Supreme Court.
You should have went for the head.
The NFL has to sacrifice 8 franchises to the USFL.
Yeah, just relegation.
God.
$7 billion. Muhaha.
You tell me the Illuminati's not real? You're telling me selling your soul isn't real?
Are they not like, what do they do with that kind of, like, I mean, I know what they do with it, but how, like, do they just get it in gold bricks, or is this in a check? Like, how does this work?
I don't know. I was
Scrooge
asking
McDuck?
you. I was hoping you had the answer. Anybody?
I don't deal with those problems. Do you see what I drove in? That's a 2016 Impala. That's what I drove. That's not a billionaire's car.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of got a billionaire car. 2015 GMC Terrain.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, 2016, 2015. That's the market for our age right now.
Yeah.
That's the cars we have.
Can't wait till I buy my new.
What year's your car, Ray? I don't even know. What year's yours? Are you in the same class as us?
What year's you guys? I'm 2016.
Oh, hey, okay. So yeah, you're fitting
15.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, next time I'll buy a car, it'll be a 2020 when we're in 2026.
Yeah. 2020 Tesla.
Yeah.
You're going to buy Steve's old Tesla. That's what you're going to do. You're going to have his Model Y.
I pay cash for it. Hit my line, Steve. Only because one of my teammates at Tampa had an awesome custom Tesla. It had its own paint job, which I'm pretty sure I don't know. I don't think they recommend it, but he did it, and it looked amazing. So I was so jealous of that car.
It's funny. I'm looking at the these stories that are all popping up for college football. That the Big Ten, they sign a $7 billion deal, right? And they get UCLA, USC, obviously. The headline right under it: USC and UCLA exit could cost Pac-12 schools $13 million. And they're just going over there like, bye, losers. Yeah. What's the Dave Chappelle? It's broke people around.
It smell like
the money,
broke.
y'all. It smell like broke over here. They're just going to hang out.
God.
That's just it now, though. You know, that's the world that you live in. Because I mean, you're talking about with the NFL, crazy money. That's why I don't. That's the whole $5 million thing for Deshaun Watson. It doesn't even make any sense to me. It makes zero sense to me. I don't understand why they're even doing that.
Yeah,
you know, because they have. If we're talking about the Big Ten, how much does the SEC get? It's crazy.
Big Ten got $7 billion.
$1 billion each year.
SEC deserves probably about 13, 14. Yeah,
that much more.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow,
they were not even close.
What I mean, it's just a crazy time.
I feel like no, I'm not going to do it because you're going to make fun of the boy.
No, I want you to say it.
You're going to make fun of me.
I won't make fun of you.
All right.
I reserve the right to possibly make fun of you.
When Butcher from The Boys looks at Homelander and goes, it's going to be us two at the end of the world. Scorched earth.
Yeah.
It's the Big Ten and the SEC. Just put their faces right over it. They're scorching the college football landscape, and they're going to have a battle to the death at the end of it. And then the universe...
Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever watched another show?
Yeah.
I feel like for the past month and a half, it has just been all The Boys.
Well, I'm waiting for Sunday. I watched Umbrella Academy. That was good. Sunday's
I can't do the Umbrella Academy. They got the weird monster people in it and stuff. I don't know. Not for me.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah,
whatever, you Marvel freak. Anyways.
Those are normal people.
Well, Sunday, Hot D's coming out, baby.
What?
Home of the Dragon.
Oh, yeah. Game of Thrones.
That's what, because George R.R. Martin is really closely worked on this project because it's off his book, obviously. And he's like, yeah, I've gave it an acronym, Hot D. And I was like, all right, that's what I'm calling it.
Did we all watch Hard Knocks?
Nope.
Did you catch up
on it?
I like
watching the clips.
You did, Ray?
I watched the clips, the big time clips.
Did you see the clip? This is from episode 1. Did you see the clip of who's the backup running back? Just dropped his mind behind Andre Swift.
Jamal Williams?
Jamal Williams, thank you. Did you see Jamal Williams, his little breakdown where he started crying?
No. Yeah, in the huddle. Yeah.
Yeah, in the huddle.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know. I guess I understand it, but when we get to a part where the Lions are, 2-12.
They're so emotional.
That clip's going to pop back up, right?
I know, yes. That's what I'm worried about it because they are emotional, but emotion doesn't win you games. So they have everyone emotionally attached to them. And it's not like, the Patriots killed you and your personality. They wanted you to kill the man you were and become a patriot in the Patriot way. and they won every game ever.
Yeah.
And so going out there saying you would die for your buddies, that's great. You'll all die together at 0-15. I like the Lions too.
You put some money on them.
I think I think they're getting false hype from the hive mind of Twitter because they're so likable. They're invested.
6.5. That's the over.
You know
on
who else
FanDuel.
is emotional and invested? 31 other teams in the NFL.
Yeah, that's all happening at every other camp.
Yep, 100%. The Titans were actually one of the most stoic teams I've ever seen practice.
Yeah, they were.
They're all business. They're a machine, but they all seem to enjoy it too, which is definitely a one up from the horror stories of the Patriots I heard.
It just seems like when I mean emotion, I mean they're starting to take like the character of their coach, there's 0 and then
what?
100, and then it's crazy how it's carried over.
Young impressionable people are following the lead of their
coach's
leader.
cries. Yeah, the coach cries. The players start crying now. It's just it just seems like because see with Dan Campbell, there's no middle. It's literally 0 to 100.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm a fan of his.
You've become a Lions fan because of Hard Knocks.
This year, yeah.
Yeah, it's really sucked you in.
You know what? I've always been a low-key Lions fan. That's because of two players, Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson.
Right.
So I grew up watching Barry Sanders, and I thought he was probably by far a better running back during my era over Emmitt Smith, hands down.
Yeah. Well, it's they don't have any personalities on their team that you would dislike. Because the Lions, first off, they're not good or bad to where you're like, oh man, I'm tired of seeing the Lions win, right? Everybody kind of feels bad for them inherently. You're just like, well, you'd like to see them win. And then it's not like they have an Antonio Brown or, some big personality that takes over, and that they don't have that. They really are a bunch of they're the island of misfit toys for the NFL. It's like the players that are there were good players at one point on the team, right? Look at Jared Goff, right? He took the Rams to a Super Bowl, but everybody's like, Jared Goff's washed. He's terrible. Now he's on Lions. DJ Chark, for the Jags for a while there, DJ Chark was the guy for the Jags over there at wide receiver. Now on the Lions. But everybody said, oh, he's terrible. He's not good anymore. There's a lot of that where they have that feeling of just you want to root for him, and then you get to see how the sausage is made, and you end up liking him more.
It seems like they keep pushing T.J. Hawkinson to be like that focal point, like that personality for that team.
Yeah.
The last two episodes, it seems like they really focused and zoned in on him.
I'm glad the TV people are doing it because the Lions need to start doing it right now. They should have done it a year ago.
Yeah.
Because everyone that drafted T.J. Hawkinson saying this is the next guy, they did not get that. You want to know why? Because I did it. I fell for it.
6.5 though on FanDuel right now. You take the under or over with the Lions? Under.
I take the under.
Ray?
Over.
You're on the over.
I'm on the
I'm
over.
on the high train to the moon.
I mean, it's the NFC. It's the NFC.
And they were almost winless in it last year.
Last year was last year.
Yeah, you're right.
Last year was last year, Bruno.
Yes, you're right, Ray.
That year doesn't matter anymore.
It's going to be different this year.
It's different.
You're right. It is different.
They had, 2 games? Back to, in the same year? Last second, 60-yard field goals?
I'm looking.
That just shows that they're a cursed franchise. Whatever God is out there doesn't want them to win football games. Is that simple?
I'm looking at, to have a winning record, they have this on FanDuel Futures. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But to have a winning record, Detroit Lions plus 300 on the season.
No. I'd fade that.
Okay, let me give you the whole list. I'm going to give you just the pluses.
Why don't you tell us the schedule, and we'll tell you. I'm
going to give you I'm going to give you the pluses here on this to have a winning record. I haven't looked at this. This is the first time I've seen this one. Cleveland Browns, they're the lowest underdog. That makes sense. Plus 110 is where they're at to have a winning season. Washington Commanders, plus 120.
Whoa. They're next? They're second to last?
Yeah. Before they start becoming favorited.
They're middle of the pack.
FanDuel?
This is the middle of the pack.
Oh, DAS, baby.
Yeah,
Ray, the way this works, this is the middle of the pack. So this is actually expected. This is the cusp of being a winning program. That's what's happening. That's what these odds are.
It's just the odds are it's ridiculous. You're telling me you got the Falcons finishing with a higher
Well, hold on. No.
I'm
Other way around. Other way around here.
Okay. All right.
We're going in descending order.
Oh, okay. All right.
Likelihood.
Now, you scared me there for a minute.
From the halfway. So Washington is on the. That's basically saying Washington is on the cusp of being a win. Like they're an 8-8 team right now. That's what FanDuel has them as. Do you take the over
or 9-8 team?
Yeah.
9-8. So that's 17 seasons.
What? 9-17, 10-17, 17-38, whatever Fetty Wap said.
17-38.
There goes Bruno.
Pittsburgh Steelers?
This feels like a Friday.
Plus 170.
I'm taking that. I'm taking that every day.
Yeah, I knew you would like that.
They haven't had a losing season in like 20 years.
Dude, the Kenny Pickett hype is getting ridiculously strong, too. George Pickens. Everybody thinks he's the next Randy Moss, essentially.
He is lighting
now.
it up. Like, he is he's a dog. Like, that guy's out there killing it.
He's got the dog in
They
him.
have that Chase Claypool guy. I know a lot of people don't like him. I don't.
Mapletron.
But he's... What'd you say?
Mapletron. You know, Megatron? They call him Mapletron. That's his nickname.
That's silly.
It's pretty cool,
It's
though.
so silly, it's cute. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I like that one. New York Giants, plus 230.
No. Losers.
It's going to start going that way. Detroit Lions, plus 300. Nope. That's the line there. Chicago Bears, plus 310.
I actually am trending upwards on Chicago. Anybody else?
Is it just because Kari Blasengame's there?
Yes.
Well, then yes.
Anybody else?
Take her down. There you go. Let's look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, plus 330. That one's intriguing.
No!
That one's intriguing.
What are you talking about?
Because I'm just making a mental connection to last season.
And how awful they were?
No.
Except being the Bills?
Do you want me to tell you? Or do you want to keep just yelling?
If you
keep
saying
yelling. Please keep yelling about it.
No,
wait.
No, don't worry.
Wait.
You keep saying stupid stuff, I'll keep yelling. Let's go.
I look at it because of the Bengals last year, who had, if you go back 2 years ago, the Bengals had the same record, same situation, where you had a young quarterback coming in, trying to figure out bad offense. Everything's changed. There's a lot of ups and downs, new coaching staff, all that kind of stuff. And then this next season, obviously, they go to the Super Bowl. Ever heard of it? So I look at the Jaguars that way, where if Trevor Lawrence takes a big step, if Trevor
has to take the biggest step in human history,
like Joe Burrow did,
he was injured.
Doesn't matter. Still a huge step. And I'm just saying, it's just interesting. Did I say I'm locked in? I'm just saying it's interesting to look at I feel like the Jags, if I'm going through this entire list, right? They're the one team in my head that's like, I don't know enough of their young talent still to be like, okay, we know where they are. You know, you look at the Lions, you know what you're going to get with Jared Goff. You know you're going to get with DJ Chark. You know what you're going to get with these different teams like that. What's going to happen with this? They have playmakers on their team. That's for sure. The Jaguars have playmakers on their team. It's just, are they going to be able to use them properly? They had a good defense too last year. They didn't have a bad defense.
The playmakers are nowhere near what Cincinnati had.
My brother
Jamar Chase came out of the woodworks, but who knows what Travis Etienne's going to be?
My brother in Christ, inshallah, come back to your senses. What are you talking about? You did not just compare the Jacksonville Jaguars to the
Oh, I'm sorry, because it's not the exact same situation as 2 years ago with the Bengals. Tell me how I'm wrong there.
The Bengals.
Tell me how. Give me one. Don't just say I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong. Because you're just dumb right now.
So, no, you're dumb. So
Tell
every
me why.
single team that finished last in their division is just going to magically take a step forward to the top?
Arizona did it 2 years ago. Hold on. Arizona did it 2 years ago. The Rams went to the Super Bowl after finishing 3-10. Or 3 and whatever they finished. They won 3 years. Or three games. They went to the Super Bowl against the Patriots and lost.
Because
this happens. This happens every year. There's some team, because the NFL is just razor thin in talent and how they end up finishing. Every year you have a team that was last year, that was bottom of the barrel, that ends up at the top of the barrel. It's going to happen. For me, I think it's the Jaguars that it can happen with.
So you're telling me.
I just think out of
the Rams did not have a rookie quarterback. They had a Jared Goff that got a system. You're talking about Zach Taylor, who actually was in his second year going with a proven commodity. If let's say that
a proven commodity, who was the proven commodity?
Yeah.
Who was the proven commodity? Jamar Chase was coming in saying he thought the ball was hard to see because it didn't have a white stripe on it.
We all made fun of him on this show.
Exactly. There was a proven commodity. Joe Burrow, they didn't know where it was.
But Joe Burrow, if he does not get
hurt. The Bengals were terrible.
Yeah, if Joe Burrow did not get hurt, yes, they would have been better than the way they finished.
He wasn't good before he got hurt. What are you talking about? There was no proven commodity.
He through like 6 straight 300-yard games.
You're off the reservation right now. You're off the reservation. You're not giving me
You're telling me Trevor Lawrence, who threw 12 touchdowns to 17 interceptions with a 33 QBR, is going to have a Bengals-level resurgence to the Super Bowl?
I'm not saying the Super Bowl. I'm talking about winning season.
They're not having that.
Actually, I'm going way under that. Like, the expectation of that shouldn't be that crazy. Had a defense good enough to stop the Bills last year, with everybody thought the Bills just, best offense that they've ever seen.
Oh, sorry, a team was coasting to their eventual top 4 seed in their conference because they blow everybody out.
I'm just saying, if I'm going through any of these teams, so you just think all of these are just going to end up being chalk. You think Falcons not going to do anything, Texans not going to do anything, Seahawks not going to do it, Jets not going to do anything, Panthers not going to do anything, Jaguars not going to do anything, Bears not going to do anything. You don't think one of those teams have a chance to just come up and do and do something?
I said a few teams. I said the Bears. I like Carolina. You didn't even get to
You're coming up on Bears, but you didn't say anything. You just said you liked them.
Washington.
Nobody likes Washington. Ray doesn't even like Washington. He's a fan.
I like Washington.
I don't know. I think y'all are wildly discrediting what the Jags could do. I'm not saying they're going to come out and be the next thing or something. I just think they might take a big, healthy step forward.
You're just going to give me comparisons to the Bengals.
Which is a very true statement.
Yeah, when you're one with the Bengals,
it's only true if they come out and they have a Bengals type season this year. Then it's not.
But that happened in year
know.
3, not year 2 of a quarterback. Year 1, the Bengals sucked, and then who did they get? Joe Burrow. And then the second year, they were 3-4 wins, and then after that, last year they went to the Super Bowl. That was 3 years under Zach Taylor's coaching.
That was 2 years with Joe Burrow, which would now what would be the year that's coming up for Trevor Lawrence?
Second year,
exactly.
But yeah,
that's the comparison.
Okay, so what did Jamar?
Andy Dalton's not walking through the door.
Okay, so he actually played in his second year, and he got hurt. There was a lot of question marks when he came out. But in terms of talent, offensive wise, you can't compare the Jacksonville Jaguars to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Hey, I'll bring you a ladder to get you out of this hole that you're in. I promise you, I'll get you out of it.
I gave you Jamar Chase. You gave me Travis Etienne.
Yeah, there you go.
You gave me. But that's not even a comparison. Travis Etienne compared to Jamar Chase?
Because a year ago, we were all talking about Jamar Chase not being what he was.
That's last year. But
that's what I'm saying. That's where Travis Etienne could be.
Travis Etienne.
Why can't he? Why can't he do that, Ray?
Because he's coming from an injury that that ended his season. We all know the running backs, it takes about 2 years.
You get injured and your career's basically over.
Running back for an injury that he sustained takes about 2 years to recover from because he's not going to be healthy.
I think you're
Look at
you're
Saquon
stretching
Barkley. He took a setback.
Hey, we're going to learn real quick. You know who the Jaguars play week 1? Washington.
Oh, man, yeah. We're going to get right away. We're going to know who was more real, or do they both suck?
Carson Wentz going to play against the coach that drafted him.
I don't know what your problem is, but Ray, let's have a conversation now.
Well, we got to go to a break, so.
The Commanders are 3.5-point favorites.
All right, we got to go to a break, though. We got to go to a break. We're wildly past one, though. So we'll answer that when we come back on the other side. Back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
One of the things I love about betting my favorite sports is that I'm always finding new player props, game props that I like. And what's cool about FanDuel Sportsbook, you can combine prop bets from multiple games, now even multiple sports. It's called Same Game Parlay Plus, and you can only find them at FanDuel. Combine player props you love with your favorite baseball home run hitters for a chance to score an even bigger payout. Let's say maybe you don't want to build your own. No problem. Check out their popular same-game parlays where you can join the other bets users are jumping in on. If you're new to FanDuel, just sign up, use the promo code BKING. Get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Just use that promo code BKING.
21 and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
That's the sound of a crack in the ceiling found at a home inspection. But with a Realtor by your side, a newfound leak might only cause minor worries. With their expertise, a Realtor can suggest a credit at closing and even connect you to a contractor to help you shore up that leak and alleviate your worries. When it comes to cracks in your plans, the expertise of a Realtor can make all the difference. The difference between an agent and a Realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Your exclusive Nashville Sports Radio WNSR Skyscan forecast for this afternoon. Warm conditions, sunny skies, high temperature 88. Partly cloudy tonight, low 66, with thunderstorms developing throughout your Friday. Tomorrow's high 89. Utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network on Nashville Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's TJ Matthews.
Sports Radio WNSR.
The afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and some dude named after a 1940s cartoon baby who is in reality a gangster on the run from the police.
Welcome back. The afternoon stretch. Bruno, Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams.
Welcome back and goodbye.
And goodbye. That gets longer. That intro gets longer and longer every time. The NFL Week 1 odds are out, and now's the time to try FanDuel Sportsbook if you haven't already. Get in on the action early this season. Right now, new FanDuel Sportsbook customers can get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. Look, we were just talking about the Jaguars, that bet there of what were they at again? What was I saying that they were at? I just had it pulled up. The Jaguars right now to have a winning season plus 330. Maybe some of these that you like, somebody's going to have a winning season out of these pluses, and that's going to help you make a little extra money right there on FanDuel. I like some of those. You like the Bears idea there. There's some good ones on that. There's a lot of good ones though. Can the Rams repeat at 1,100? Can you would you take Derrick Henry or Jonathan Taylor to win the rushing title? Maybe you would take somebody else out of there. There's some good odds for you to go look at. Just sign up using the promo code TAS, the afternoon stretch, TAS. Place your first bet, and FanDuel will give you up to $1,000 back in free bets if you don't win. There's no better place to get ready for the football season than with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using the promo code TAS, the afternoon stretch, TAS, to get started with your no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That promo code again is TAS. In the state of Tennessee, you got to be 21 and up and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789. I mean, more of these. You look at 1,100 for Atlanta, but looking at the top, let's look at the other side of this, the other side of the coin. The favorite to have a winning record, Buffalo Bills, minus 1,150. Probably going to happen. Buccaneers, minus 900, probably going to happen. Green Bay Packers, minus 700.
Fade that. Can you fade it? Can you fade these?
I might fade that one. I might. Chiefs, minus 450. You think for sure that's just
100%. They're going down to the bottom. Yeah. I would predict 5-win season for the Chiefs.
The Rams, minus 450 as well. After just winning the Super Bowl. Just crazy there that an NFC team even considered that. Chargers, minus 420. Probably won't happen.
You don't think so?
I'm saying they will have a winning. Sorry, I think they will have a winning season on that one. Dallas Cowboys minus 310.
I don't like betting on anything in the NFC East.
I think they're gonna have a losing season.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb's expected to be the #1.
Yeah, and they're not going to get a veteran guy to go back up from him. I mean, it looks like what the Cowboys are going to do this year is really rely on their defense. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, they're going to have to because you trade away one of your best wide receivers for pennies, just quite literally pennies.
And then you've got Gallup and Washington out. I mean, that's putting a lot of stake to go make CeeDee your starting wide receiver, and don't get it. Try after a veteran wide receiver to pair him up with. That's going to be tough.
They have so many cool little win total bets. This is no longer the FanDuel ad here. I'm just looking at different stuff. They have a bunch of little parlays and just things already combined for you. There's so much on these futures that you can go, especially with those to have a winning record. I mean, you could really build a good little parlay with, some of these just winning record. I mean, looking at even like trying to see here, like who do we feel like I feel like I could say Bills, Bucks, Rams,
Vikings.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good one.
Vikings are a good one.
That right there, we're putting it's plus 127 on almost like what it feels like a guarantee on those.
What's the Saints?
Saints are right at the middle. They're 115. So they're literally the bridge to cross over into plus territory.
Go over with them, dude. They are. I think the Saints are going to be real.
Really?
Yes, sir.
What about the Dolphins?
Where were the Dolphins on that one? That's a good one. Let's see here. Miami, they're minus 140. So they're favored to have a winning season. Yeah, it goes Saints in minus territory. Then you get to the Cleveland Browns in plus territory.
Do you think the Patriots will have a winning season this year?
Nope.
No, I don't think they will.
Fade the Pats, baby.
Yeah,
I think the Patriot Way stuff, people are starting to see through the fog. Hard to buy in now.
Trying to see if I didn't see their name. They're minus 130. So they're right there next to the Saints.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not taking them.
All right, we're done today. Appreciate everybody who called in, commented, watched in, however you did. We appreciate it. Braves baseball coming up 6:05, taking on the Mets here on Nashville Sports Radio. Remember, nobody's told you I love you and you matter. Have a great night. We'll see you guys tomorrow, Friday. We're going to end the week the right way here on Nashville Sports Radio.